when you use that chain, you pay a gas fee. So the gas fee, what eventually happens is it's burnt in Ethereum. So in a layman's language, you're paying a certain tax for doing those transactions, and those transactions are being paid in Ethereum. And it just the more number of applications that would be built on Ethereum, the more number of Ethereums would be destroyed, because in the gas fee, or as in the layman language, the tax would be taken in a way. So the tokenization really depends on a lot of factors, actually. It's not just one factor. So a lot of these tokens are still in the hype process. They're still under the process where they are really, the projects haven't come forward as of now. So, and also, or A, you have to see the supply. B, you also have to see how many wallets are holding those tokens.
Uh-oh.
Distributed to just,
oh, there we are.
Yeah. So
we lost you there for
distribution
a
is
second.
also.
Can you repeat that last bit? We lost you there for a second. Uh-oh. It looks like we're losing him. Hopefully we can get it sorted out on his end, because I think it's very interesting, the difference between these tokens and what he was saying. So, oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Perfect. So can you repeat that last bit for us?
Supply of tokens is important. Distribution of tokens is important. That you don't want to see the majority of tokens being held by just one person. You need to see it more decentralized. So I still believe in the process of decentralization. So I believe that the tokens that you buy should be decentralized more than it being centralized. Because with centralized, you'll have few major wallets holding it. But so decentralized is something that I still believe is the way, because look, the crypto. So I believe that decentralization is the way forward, and that's how you should see all these things before investing into a token. That the utility, supply, distribution, all of these things need to be checked before you get into a token. And yes, you got to do a bit of research on the team who's bringing in those tokens. So there are certain things that you need to do a checklist before getting into a token list.
So if we were going to invest in stocks, we would do our due diligence, right? This is the same
Absolutely.
thing with tokens, right? So, but how do they compare to stocks, these tokens?
Okay, so stocks and tokens are pretty much the similar thing, right? Here, you're just, what they do is, in stocks, you dilute your company. You basically dilute your company and give out the shares, and that's what the stock. Crypto is just tokenizing your company and putting it out in the market itself. Now, the difference that really comes here is that if I want to buy shares of companies sitting in, say, Brazil or US, it's probably very difficult for me to do that. But if I have to actually buy a crypto of that company, I can just do it on my phone right away, within few seconds. So tokenization is the new, say. And also, look, you can't go out. If I have to buy a share in any company, or I have to buy a crypto of any company, I can buy the crypto, I can actually spend it as well. But the shares, you can't just go out and you can't ask someone that would you take. I mean, today you can buy who knows, in future you might just get, you could buy Tesla from Dogecoin. But what I'm saying is, but you won't be able to buy Tesla from the so you'll not be able to buy Tesla from the Tesla shares or Tesla stocks. So you could buy it from the Dogecoin. So it's basically a tokenization. It's a way that the technology has evolved. It is both of these things were initially you were diluting your company and you were selling shares. Now you're tokenizing your company and giving the tokens out.
Mhm. So what would you say to people who say, well, when you buy a stock, you get like this form, you have something physical in your hand, but when you buy a token, you don't have something physical? What would you say to those people?
Okay, so I can say a lot of these things. So look, it's very simple. Even when you buy stocks, what do you get? A piece of paper. What happens if so many companies have gone bankrupt? What happened then? Do you get anything back? No, it's
Mhm.
probably the easiest way to file bankruptcy and just go away. I mean, already happened in the world. So just by holding a paper, it's like saying, let me get back to the currencies where people still believe. Now, cryptocurrency will not be a currency. I mean, I want to go back to people and tell them, look, there was a time when there was a barter system, and then there was a time when gold was the currency. What happened when gold form changed to paper currency? Just imagine people used to have this physical gold in their hand, which still exists. And then suddenly you tell them, you know what, from tomorrow, this is the paper currency that will be valid. So I'm not saying that the fiat currency or all of these things are going to go away, but a parallel economy has already started, and a parallel, crypto market or the crypto space, you could say, or the blockchain space has already started. So even if you're holding a stock of a company and tomorrow the company files bankruptcy, it does not mean that you're holding the company itself. And there's nothing that actually can be done. So a lot of these companies have gone, out from the business. We've seen all of these. What happened with Lehman Brothers? So many people invested in the bank, forget about just holding one paper. People had all the everything into the banks. What had happened at that point of time? Where did the money go? They over leveraged, and they
Mhm.
over leveraged. They went out. You had nothing in your hand. We all know people lost in millions at that point of time. So, you know, just by saying that we hold something is not something that, you remember the times that there were when we used to transfer money from cash or give the physical currency to someone. Then came RTGS, then came, NEFTs, then came all of these transactions via bank. Those were also online transactions that started happening eventually. So all of these things, and I would just say, if people believe that they're still holding a paper onto their hand and crypto is just nothing, I think you're just being ignorant about the fact that, there is